From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10. Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Melinda Akilami.
Hello and welcome. The posed Emir of Kano, Muhammadu SANUSI, explains why he declined to challenge his removal in court. Says letter by the Kano state government sacking him contained loopholes. Governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, vows that group in the ruling APC will frustrate any plan to remove the party's national chairman, Adams Oshomole. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission shut down Chinese restaurant in Victoria Island, Lagos for refusing to serve Nigerians. And as the dreaded coronavirus spreads like wildfire across the globe, Spain declares national emergency and locks down the entire country to fight the outbreak as France closes non-essential public places. Plus, business, sports, and later, international news.
On business news tonight, Securities and Exchange Commission braces for commodities market development as it hosts roundtable on agri-produce and solid minerals trading next week.
And on sports news tonight, the Flamingos of Nigeria thrash Guinea 11-2 on aggregate to reach the final qualifying round of the 2020 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup.
The removal of Muhammadu SANUSI II may have taken many by surprise, but for the man in the eye of the storm, there is no losing sleep over the matter. Mr. SANUSI, who spoke in a video circulating on social media, says he has resolved to put that experience behind him and move on to a new phase in life. He, however, noted that if he wanted his crown back, he could have challenged it in court, as his removal was badly executed. The former emir was removed on Monday by the Kano state government after accusing him of insubordination and banished him to Loko, from where he was later moved to Awe, both in Nasarawa state. He arrived in Lagos from Abuja last night after a federal high court in the nation's capital ordered his release.
I've done what I could in 6 years. I'm moving on. I didn't want to go back. So frankly, the truth is, if I wanted to go back, the letter was so badly written. This was so unprofessionally done. It is the easiest thing in the world to go to court. Fair hearing, High Court, just like today. It's simple, fair hearing. Did you query him? Did you tell him? Did you ask him to defend himself? Did you even call him to ask him any question? No. That's all. But no, I think we should go on with a new phase in life.
To politics now. As a faction of the All Progressive Congress, APC appears bent on holding its National Executive Committee meeting on Tuesday, the governor of Imo State, Mr. Hope Uzodinma, has vowed that those planning to remove the national chairman from office will fail. In a statement, Governor Uzodinma blamed opposition PDP over the move, insisting patriotic forces in the party will not allow Mr. Oshomole to be embarrassed, as every arsenal will be deployed to ensure that the plan is foiled. In the words of the governor, many of us, leaders of the party, are aware that those clamoring for the chairman's removal are working with the PDP to destabilize the party, but they will fail because we will not allow them to humiliate our national chairman out of office through illegal means, or allow any action that will bring the party to public ridicule. Governor Uzodinma says the chairman has done nothing to warrant his removal from office, adding that there are clearly spelled out guidelines for the removal of national officers from the APC. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission says it has shut down a Chinese eatery in the Victoria Island area of Lagos State for refusing to serve Nigerians. In a tweet accompanied with relevant pictures, the Commission explains that the staff of Half-A Restaurant and Mall admitted that it was business policy of the owners. The tweet reads, Today, FCCPC closed Halfway Restaurant and Mall, 33 Aboyade Co. VI, based on credible intelligence and surveillance that the business declines service to Nigerians. Staff of the business admitted this is the policy, and our operatives experienced same. Both are now closed for further regulatory action. Some Nigerians who had experienced the discriminatory treatment at the restaurant had taken to social media to share their shocking encounter at the facility. Residents of Dakwa community in Tafa local government area of Niger State are crying out against the demolition of houses in the area by the Abuja Development Control Authority. The move is said to follow claims by the FCT authority that the land on which the houses stand belong to it. Our correspondent, Emperor Simon, reports that the Deputy Governor of Niger State, who visited the area, is asking all the parties to wait for the outcome of the ongoing talks on the property.
Dakwa community lies on the border between Niger State and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, precisely around Kubwa town. Development is fast catching up with the community and houses are constantly springing up, but this is threatened by the dispute between the Niger State government and the Federal Capital Territory authorities over the ownership of some portions of land in the area.
On 10th of this month, when I was in the office, some of us were called that development control of FCDA were in this, or they littered all over this environment, marking people's house at the same time demolition in less than 1 minute. This is what the Tafa local government issued us as a title document for our my various land. So only for them to come for the second day. Then when we notice that despite all the effort to stop them, they refuse, we have to block the road to resist them from entrance.
A delegation from the Niger State government, led by the Deputy Governor, Mr. Ahmed Ketu, visits the area. He inspects the beacons, demarcating what belongs to Niger State and the FCT, and then engages the people in dialogue, calling for calm.
We believe that if there's anything that anybody wants to do, since the issue is before a reconciliation committee, we don't think anybody will do anything without having a proper reconciliation being taking place. So anybody that does that is doing it in act of illegality. So we are here to come and check. We have identified some beacons and we are trying to see how we can now organize a meeting so that we can now meet.
Meanwhile, the state government is planning to compensate those whose properties are affected by the demolition exercise.
We want to urge the FCT Development Control to suspend the demolition that is ongoing for now.
Niger State is one of the states from which the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, was carved, but there has been issues of one land dispute after the other. The people living around the border continue to look to that day when these issues are resolved in their favor. Emperor Simon, Channels Television News.
In Lagos State, it appears bulldozers may visit some residential and other structures in the Lekki axis to make way for the planned regional road project. Now, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu announced during an inspection of the part of the city where the road will pass through that the construction will begin in the next 2 months. He explained that the 9.6-kilometer highway is strategic to the master plan of the area.
This is the Lekki axis of Lagos State. The Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and his team are here to assess structures in the area, and he appears not pleased with his findings. Viewing the drawing of the area shows that some of the structures are actually built on the right-of-way of the proposed Lekki Regional Road, and they are up for demolition. While the governor goes about his business, some residents of the area seek his attention over the planned demolition.
Part of the things as very typical that you see is that there have been 1 or 2 encroachment on the identified right of way. And so what we're trying to do is to see how we solve and resolve those issues before we go into final tendering process for the would-be contractors.
Next, the governor moves to this space of land where construction is ongoing. He orders immediate suspension of work as this area is also part of the regional road.
The regional road is about 9.6 kilometers of a regional highway, which, by the grace of God, we're going to start construction. It starts from somewhere close to VGC and is going to terminate somewhere around Freedom Road where we are. The regional road is part of the development that will ease the future 4th mainland bridge. Right, so that's why it's also very strategic, because it's going to ease the pressure on the Lekki-Ekpe Express Road. Before our first anniversary, the contractor would have moved to site by the grace of God.
The Lekki Regional Road is a 9.6 kilometer road with 6 lanes, and it is expected to ease traffic in this part of the state.
To education, a record 1.9 million candidates are sitting for the 2020 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination in over 600 computer-based test centers nationwide. Now, that's the highest number registered for the test in the 41-year history of the Joint Matriculation Examination Board. 63 centers would, however, not be participating in the UTME due to various infractions, with 16 of them suspended only after the February 18th mock examination. Due to the huge number of candidates, which also require the deployment of more staff, Jamb is taking precautionary measures against COVID-19 outbreak, providing gloves and hand sanitizers at its centers.
Candidates seeking admission into tertiary institutions in Nigeria begin the process as they converge on various centers in the nation's capital to write the 2020 UTME. One after the other, operatives of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps deployed to CBT centers screen the candidates while their parents stand aside to watch. Although there are less than 1 million available spaces due to the carrying capacity of the nation's institutions, some of the candidates share their thoughts on the examination.
They came to time because they are currently writing the exam from 7 o'clock to 9, so after that we'll start our exam. So I'm waiting for the rest to finish, then I'll begin mine.
Are there any hitches that you have noticed?
No, I've not noticed any.
It was late. We entered late, very late. They said 7, but we entered 8:10. And our computer was having issues. But some people, they later changed their computer and changed their seats.
All we are just trying to say is that most of us we've written Jamb so many times, and when somebody get a good score and at the end it does not get admission, it's kind of like all the effort you put in to read for the Jamb is not just working.
The administrator of one of the centers and some parents also speak on the exercise.
First session is for 7 a.m. arrival. As you can see, everywhere is quiet because all the students are seated and have been accredited for the exams. It's been a seamless process so far.
Actually, they are using their time, correct time, because they asked us to come here around 9. So we are here before 9 so that he can register.
This exercise is a good one, and if it continues this way, Jamb will actually get the result they wanted as far as students writing Jamb is concerned.
The 2020 edition of the UTME records the highest number of registered candidates in Jamb's 41-year history.
In part 2, after the break, find out what lecturers in the nation's colleges of education also have against the integrated payroll and personnel information system of the federal government. Stay with us.